Bridging digital divide amidst educational change for socially inclusive learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. Abstract. During the coronavirus disease 19 or COVID-19 outbreak, many education systems were forced to shut down and move learning and instruction online. The future of learning is a before we know it. While the combination of distance learning and educational technology present a timely solution combating adverse consequences of school disruption, there is a real risk of channeling learning opportunities through already existing forms of digital display, especially from marginalized population. China as of the education system experienced system-wide school closure due COVID-19. Critical challenges of digital divide. To examine pandemic ramification and effective policy strategies taken with its unintended consequences. Study COVID-19 education policy response in China since the initial outbreak. The study uncovers signs of access to distance learning, education technology, shaping student learning experiences, and identifies the compelling policy sequence from the disrupted classes, unscripted learning, initiative, and discuss emerging lessons drawn, crafting, and undivided future for remote distance learning category. Introduction. The world is experiencing an unprecedented global school closure crisis as a result of social distancing measured to have the coronavirus disease or COVID-19 pandemic. The threat of the disease has led more than 100 information systems to shut down productional facilities and mandate school closure, and the rate of more than 1.5 billion students have been affected globally. UNESCO 2020. Undoubtedly, many education systems have entered uncreated policy terms while coping with the ongoing COVID-19 outbreak. Education disruption due to the pandemic is posing a major challenge for the global community. Adverse effect of school closure, while likely be compounded by the pre-existing global learning crisis. World Bank 2019. It is estimated that school closure have generated global learning that are presently valued to more than 10 trillion US dollar. Azevedo et al. 2020. Furthermore, the COVID-19 pandemic has not only brought a complex array of physiology, stress factors influencing children's learning, but the necessity of social isolation and loneliness is also impact their physical and mental health. Phelps and Spurney 2020. Liu Chen 2021, which will shape their emotion, behavior, and mood view. Wang et al. 2020, Liu Li et al. 2021. In consideration of the inimical implication of school interruption and student learning, safety, healthy, and well-being. A clear policy of informative has been centered around finding new ways to resume learning, stimulating classroom interaction to this end. While many countries continue to brave the impact of pandemic and grapple with have partially reopened schools by offering remote and clinic instruction. CGDAP 2020. While combination of remote distance learning and educational technology presents timely solution to mitigate adverse consequences of learning disruption, school closures. Emerging research suggests that large inequality in access to information and community technology (ICT) can obstruct continuity of learning. Many countries, Bonal and Gonzalez 2020, Ivory et al. 2020, Van Lapper and Parolin 2020. Importantly, having an access to ICT in and of itself not only reflects to an equal social status and uneven distribution of material capital that persists within societies. But it's also the deduction of the border digital imbalance between high and low income communities is 2021. For one, there is substantial global disparity in internet coverage and bandwidth, in addition to unequal access to computers among households. While approximately 9 in 10 individuals, 86.6%, in developed economic support to using the internet in 2019, this number less than 1 of 5, 19.1% in low-income countries internationally. Telecommunication Union ITU 2020. At the household level, ITU 2020 estimates that only 14.9% in low-income countries are connected via broadband and barely 9.5% of households have access to a computer at home. In other respects, countries' swift transition to remote learning can exacerbate current learning gaps due to existing disparities in parental literacy and family endowment. Research has shown that children's learning conditions at home highly mimic that of their family's society. Hartas 2015, Liu and Steiner Kamsi 2020, Martins and Viega 2010, critically that lack of family support and educational resources often compounded by inadequate digital connectivity, which this challenge can be partially mitigated by supporting teachers and students with more educational resources. Limited digital access at home can such efforts as more countries prepare to move instruction online. Digital speaks when hit the most vulnerable and hardest these times of crisis. UNESCO 2020. For many education systems, there is a real risk of channeling learning opportunities through already existing forms of digital disparity at home. In light of global challenges, this case study aims to spotlight the unintended yet critical protection of social and digital exclusion through distance learning arising consequently are a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This study was warns that unequal access to instruction and learning technology is an address impact whole generation of students will be devastating as scholars have rightfully illuminated. Education is not only a matter of social justice, but a fundamental human right. Through this study argues and that education policies makers make a critical role to the play in the advertised digital divide, especially during the pandemic-led school closures. Using the case of China's successfully early intervention expression, this study utilizes two-step analysis, synthesize key policy takeaways in tackling digital divide amidst the pandemic that might take to craft undivided future of learning for all. Ultimately, this study seeks to shed light on the less visible social inequality that will amplify adverse effects of pandemic-led school closures and highlight caution against its consequential social justice cost and marginalized population if left unaddressed globally.
Results students experience in distance learning during COVID-19. To begin, it is crucial to assess the degree of pre-pandemic digital divide in China. In this regard, this study first reports statistic from the most recent student ICT home access information in the pre-pandemic period. See Table 1 using the 2018 WAVO program for international student assessment. PISA, which was administered by the Organization for Economic Cooperation of Development, particularity of the 12,058 Chinese students BSJC regions survived in 2018. More than 80% of students in village did not own e-book readers. 55.4% reported not having a tablet computer at home, and close to 20% reported not having access to an internet capable computer at home. Considering the PISA 2018 was administered only in the more affluent BSJC regions of China, ICT availability is reasonably expected to be even more heterogeneous in China's less developed regions, rural areas. Okay na.
And that's all, and thank you.